So welcome to Creativebug. I'm Amanda. If you haven't met me before, I'm a library assistant here at Middleton Public Library. I do lots of different things other than teaching tech classes. I help out with book club and ordering and all kinds of things. So tonight we are looking at one of our databases that is called Creativebug. And it is a database that is created by Joanne Fabrics. So that's a retail store. We subscribe to this, and it has lots of craft tutorials, ideas, and patterns. So it's all surrounding around crafts. So it's sometimes, I think, skews a little bit more of a female audience, but it's still fun, and there's lots of things for any gender and any age. So it's a real great database that we have. And to access this database, you do start on our homepage. And I do recommend that you start on a web browser to access this. You can download an app for Creativebug that is in app stores for mobile devices and tablets, but it's best to start your account on the web browser this way, and then I'll show you how you can go in and then be able to use it on a tablet if you'd like. So you start at our website, which is midlibrary.org, and then you would click on resources up at the top and then online databases. And here we have our long list of databases that we subscribe to, and it's in alphabetical order, so it's pretty easy to find Creativebug. It is important to note that it does say you need to be a Middleton card holder to be able to access this. So if you usually frequent another library and Middleton is not technically your home library, and that would be what you have set in your account, because when you first get your card, it does default to wherever your address is. So if your address might be actually in Madison, and Madison is considered the library that you would go to, but maybe you come here more often, you just need to make sure that your home library is changed to Middleton. And that, if you're unsure or if you know it's not, that can be changed. When you come into the library, you would just need to stop at the service desk and ask somebody to help change that for you. So that's what that Middleton card holder access means. So you would click on Creativebug, and then there is a holding page. I'm gonna log out just so you can see this. This is the holding page that pops up. So it does show that you are in a Middleton Library Creativebug area for libraries. And then it asks you to put in your library card number and your PIN number that goes with your library card. Again, if you don't know what your PIN number is, the default is usually month and day of your birthday, but we can always reset it for you. We just can't see what it was previously. We just can only reset. So again, that's something at the service desk that you would have taken care of, just resetting everything. And you would click the login button, and then you're in. So since I've visited here before, it's welcoming me back. If it's your first time, it'll just say welcome. And we're going to kind of peruse around how to use this. So the first thing that happens is that we are on the Explore page. So if you see kind of towards the top of the page, we have a few columns. So we have Explore, and it's underlined in pink. So that's where you know where we are. And then there's My Classes and Inspiration. You also have a search bar up at the top. And then there is, if you click on Creativebug right here, it just takes you back to the Explore page. And then if we kind of put our cursor over classes, we have a lot of different categories for crafting classes. There's the daily practice and the resources. So we're going to go over all of these different areas. But first, we'll look at this Explore area. So it is what you open up to. And then you do have some kind of timelines here. So since I have previously been watching different videos, it shows me where I was and I can pick up right where I left off. So it does remember how far you got into a video, which is really nice. As you start looking at things, it does start to recommend videos for you based on what you've looked at. And then it likes to show you what's new. Every month there is some new stuff. And obviously, since we're in the holiday season now, there are some things on here for Christmas, and there's might be some Hanukkah stuff in here too. But so just stuff surrounding the holidays. So that's kind of the Explore tab. And when you click on My Classes, it does show everything that you've put on a watch list, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. But so this is stuff that I've saved. Like I want to watch that later, or I might be in the middle of watching it. And as you can see, I have put a lot of stuff in here. So it'll just keep loading as you go down if you have a lot of things in here like I do. And I'll just show you an example of what a class looks like. So there's one that let's do this one, the acrylic pouring. So something I hope to do soon. I have some of the materials, I just haven't fully gotten to it. So when you open up a class, you right away have an area with the video and a play button. So it's going to start playing right away. You do have a description down here. It tells you what you're going to learn and kind of a photo of what the finished product would possibly look like. And underneath the video, so we're on description right now, you can click into chapters and you can see the videos that are separated out. So this is nice because you can actually jump around. Sometimes you have videos that have a lot of chapters. So if you're working on something or a similar project on your own and you're trying to find how to do a certain skill, you can jump around instead of having to go through the entire video, which is really nice. And there is a materials list if there are materials for the project. Some of the videos are really just instructional and not a certain actual craft sometimes as well. So sometimes there's a materials list, sometimes there's not. And you can also play this up. Obviously, you don't have to use the colors that they're showing here, but it gives you a nice list of everything you might need. And there is a gallery of different pictures that they took during that. And then if other people have attempted this project, you can add your own. So here it's saying I could add my own here, but this is what other people have done. And because this has a little bit of a social network vibe to it, it does show you who's taken the class, and you can follow people and see what classes they're looking at and if they've posted any other pictures as well. Obviously, you don't have to participate in that section of it. That's always an option. There is a notes section, so if you ever wanted to add notes to this to look back at later, that is there for you. And down here is the watch list ribbon. So this is what you would click on to put this in your watch list. Since I don't think I started watching this yet, so if I would take this off, it's going to take it off. And then if I click it again, it highlights it pink, and then it goes back onto the watch list. And then also there is a transcript. So if you're kind of having a hard time listening because there might be a whole lot going on around you, you can always turn that on, and you can also download the transcript. So as you watch the video, it'll kind of click through and go through all the transcript. So that's also really nice. I'll just quickly start this so you can kind of get a feel of Maybe I'll turn that down a little.
Hey guys, it's Kira. I'm a content creator here at Plaid, and we are so excited to be partnering with Creativebug. One of the best parts of my job here in the content.
So as you can tell, they're really high quality videos. And when you're doing the crafting, this is the intro video. So let's get, maybe if I jump chapters.
So now we're going to get started.
Usually they're pretty good at getting up close. Yeah, so you get a nice overhead shots. Some of the knitting videos I find really helpful, just because you can see what they're doing. They show up close with the stitches, and that's really helpful in crafting. And I know I've tried finding videos on YouTube all the time where people are doing it themselves, and sometimes they're good and sometimes they're not. So this is really nice that all these videos are really high quality, and sometimes the teachers that are doing these classes are well known in their field as well. So that's really nice to know that these are artists out there doing their thing, and that we get to hang out with them and do that too. So that's kind of an example of a class. So again, this was in my classes, and it's stuff that I've put on my watch list. It also shows you what you've recently watched as well, or partially, so you can pick up where you left off. And then the next column here is inspiration. So again, I told you that you could post any of your projects that you've done. So this here is what they call their inspiration area. You can have my gallery. This is the community gallery that opens up to, and then there's also Pinterest boards that you can link to. Pinterest is a whole nother ballgame. But here you can look and see what other people are doing. And if you wanted to upload your own, then it will go here. I haven't uploaded anything myself, but I do like to look through some of these. So those are the columns down at the bottom here. So let's now go across the top. So first of all, like I said, if you click Creativebug, it just takes you back to the Explore page. The classes is where it's at for finding what you want to do. So it's nice that they have them broken up with the different categories here. And like I said, they have a lot of knitting, there's a lot of sewing, and each category kind of breaks itself up further. So if we did like holiday and party, they have all these different holidays. So we could go Christmas. And then it shows us all these different things. You could make homemade wrapping paper, ornaments. There's a lot of ornaments on here. Celebration candles. A Christmas tree skirt. And a lot of these are easy. Some of them are a little bit more difficult. When you click on here, so if you notice, so this one, it does say that this is a beginner craft. It usually will tell you if this is advanced or beginner, and that's really nice. I know for some certain crafts, I'm definitely a beginner still, even though I'm a very crafty person. So like knitting, I'm still quite a beginner on that one. But there's so many classes in here. We recently got, so there also are Cricut classes in here too. So if you are deep into the crafting world and you have a cutting machine like a Cricut or a Silhouette or one of those, there are classes that you can do to get those free templates, and then it just shows you exactly what to do. Here at the library, we, in anticipation of some new classes for next year, we did purchase some Cricuts that we are going to have a combination of tech and craft classes next year that I am planning. And we kind of practiced with it a little bit a few weeks ago. So I wanted to show you guys what we ended up doing. So I'm just going to stop my share for a second. And then reshare again. So let's see here. I put it in my photos. Yes, okay. So this was around Halloween. So we had a in-service day and we were having fun. One of our coworkers baked cupcakes for us, and then we made cupcake toppers. So this was one of the Halloween cupcake topper craft tutorial that is on Creativebug, and I put a raven on some paper that had Edgar Allan Poe on it. So we were being really silly as librarians here, but we tested out our Cricuts and it was a blast, and it worked really nice. So that's just an example of something that you can do in a class that is on Creativebug, is things like cupcake toppers for a party. It was really fun. And we had, everybody was super involved and it was great. So let's go back. Let's see. Okay. So the next thing, other than looking at some of those classes there, which we can keep doing all day long, but there's daily practice. And so like I said, there's not always going to be a video that is a specific project with materials that you would be working on. They talk about how, you know, in the world of crafts, to get your creative juices flowing, you should try to practice your skills and challenge yourself and do something that's small every day. So they have this challenge yourself to a month of making. So there's prompts for you to work on different skills. So there's one with ink here. There's one here about not really crafts, but well, kind of, but self-care stuff. You know, keeping a sketchbook and talking about how you can do daily sketches, or painting. So I really like this area. I have some friends who really kind of dig into this whole take a month and do something creative every day. One of my friends, she will do like a month where she just sketches a tiny picture every day for a month. And so that's kind of on this along the same lines. So these are some fun videos for something like that. So that's in daily practice. And then the last one is resources. I just realized that I probably am quiet. I had to turn that down for the video. So resources, you have the calendar, which gives you all of the new month releases. So this was kind of November into December, and they tell you what date they come out on and whether or not you can just play them. Because sometimes they might be ones that are available already, and sometimes it might be like it comes out on that day. They might be interviewing the artist or the author. So sometimes it's a big thing and sometimes it's got this play now button. So this is the current new month releases. You can also look at all of the instructors that are teaching the classes. You have them here and you can click on them and read about them and then see the different classes that they have on Creativebug, and you have, you know, a direct link for it to open up and start playing that class for you. And if there's any way to follow or contact them, they usually have that here as well. Sometimes it's a way, I know one of our coworkers found a class on here she really liked and then decided, because she orders the craft books, to look for her and see if she had authored any books, and it turns out that she did, and so she ended up purchasing those books for our library here. So it was a nice way to find more more projects that they do that you may not get access to here. So that's a really nice part of the instructor section in resources. There's also a blog for Creativebug. Their last posting was about Thanksgiving and making a tablescape. So there's interesting craft topics in the blog as well. And then they also have Creativebug TV. So this is featured episodes that they show, and they have their lookbooks, which kind of talks about the new stuff coming out for that month. But each week they have live videos. They do post them on Facebook, and then they put them here. So you can watch them anytime here or go on their Facebook page to find it too. And then one thing that I think if you are a crocheter or knitter, this is the pattern library. So this is a fun place. It starts out with crochet. Somewhere down here, I think it has the knitting. Yep, there's knitting. And if, let's say I wanted to make this giant scarf, you can hit download, and then it just downloads it directly to your downloads folder. And my computer opens up anything I download. So then it gives you the Yarnspiration Burnett instructions for making that scarf. And it also tells you, you know, like what kind of what kind of yarn it is, size and needles, and everything that you would normally look for in a pattern. Where did my close preview? There we go. So that is the pattern library, really easy to use, easy to download. I do believe it's mostly knitting and crocheting. I can't remember if there's sewing on here. Let me scroll down. Yeah, I think it's just knitting and crocheting. I do hope at some point it also extends to sewing, just because patterns for sewing can be expensive. So sometimes that might be a fun thing to do. They also have a section for class collection. So just if you're in a browsing mood and trying to find stuff, like I said, there's stuff for all ages. So they have some projects for kids. So this is just a combination of things. They have this really fun slime one on making slime. Kids these days are just obsessed with slime. I guess I can understand it. When I was younger, we had like silly putty and Play-Doh, but that was really the extent of it. The slime thing is a little new, but that is a fun video. And I know we've done slime here at the library before, so take a look at that if you have kids in your household. There's also like drawing and weaving, all kinds of things in there. And if you ever wanted, in the search bar, you can search by the classes, pictures, instructors, materials, or just straight up, you know, I could say maybe Cricut. I want Cricut classes. And then I get all the different things. You can make confetti. And when you do these things with Cricut, so because Cricut, part of using Cricut is either downloading files that you might already have and putting them into the software, or you use what Cricut has, and they have free files, and then they also have some paid ones. So in terms of this, it does kind of show you in the materials. So you have to get the project design file on Cricut.com. So when you click on that, it's going to take you there. And obviously you would have to sign into your Cricut account to be able to continue, but it does allow you to get that file from Cricut.com for free. And then use it. And that is how we did those cupcake toppers. Let's see, so the last parts, I know I said there's a small amount of different parts to this database. So once you've kind of looked at it, you kind of get it, but going a little fast on time because I have a lot of time left. The other areas of this would be your account. So up in the corner, my name's Amanda, so then it has an A in the corner. So you would click on the letter for your name. It does show you recently watched, your watch list, your gallery. There's the social aspect to this with community, and then you can access your account. So before I had mentioned that if you wanted to use Creativebug on a tablet or a phone, that you want to first start on the web browser to log into your account with your library card. Once you're in that way, you would go to your account, and this is how you would make sure that you have all of your information. So there's this account information section. So you'd want to make sure that you have your email address typed in there, and then you would create a password, and then you would hit save changes, because when you log in on a tablet or a phone in the app, it's going to ask you for those things. And that's not exactly how you made the account, because you used your library card. So you just need to make sure to do that email password section and save it. Because then, I don't know if you can see, I have Creativebug logged in on my iPad. So it looks kind of similar. It has all the classes. I know this is kind of a bad way to show. I don't want to go back and forth between devices though. So that has most of those buttons down at the bottom, like settings, my classes, explore, and what's that other one? Instructors. So that's most of what you need. But you would just, like I said, you put in your email and your password, and then you can log in on the tablet. I know I use at home, I use my tablet all the time for crafting. I usually use that to hook up with my Cricut. Sometimes I use my computer too, but it's really nice to have that mobile part about it. So let's go back. So obviously that billing and subscription information, ignore that since you're in the library subscription. But the account information, that is what you would want to do to make sure you can use it on another device if you're going to use the app. You can, in your profile preferences, this is going to be for the social aspect, whether or not you want any of this to show. Up to you. If you don't want anyone to see anything, you can always hit that. If you're not posting anything, no one's really going to probably look for it, but just in case. And in your rest of your profile, you can put your preferences on the crafts that you enjoy. This will help the recommendation videos. And if you do change anything in there, then you would just hit save changes. For the community section, it talks about people that are new. And then I also have a section for recently viewed crafters. So when I say I have a coworker who uses this, if you know Donna, it's Donna. So I have Donna right here. If you click on Donna, you can see what she says she wants to learn, or she knows how to do. She has her watch list on here, and then she's also posted stuff in her gallery. So she looks like she patched some jeans with some stuff that she learned on here. And then I also know she brought this one in. She made this hat. It's one of the hat patterns that's on Creativebug. And then she also made this plant hanger. from that as well. And this one, I can't remember. It's a top. So she sewed that top. She's so fancy. That's an example of putting your projects on there, and also just the wide array of stuff that you could do. So that's my creative coworker, Donna. Again, you can have access to your classes in your gallery here. And then there is the logout section. I don't normally click on that. Obviously, if you access this in a public area, like here at the library, always log out of any accounts that you have been signed into. But otherwise, I think that's probably everything on here. It's really just something to sit and browse and then start crafting and have fun after this. Does anyone have any questions? I feel like it's pretty straightforward, but you can unmute yourself, ask questions, or if you're ready to head on out, you can also do that.
This is great. I can't wait. Now I can't wait to get started. I already have projects I need to finish, but I'm really excited to start some of these. So
Great.
yeah, no, this was great. I'm really excited. So
Yeah,
very helpful.
it looks really neat. I wish I would have known about this like 2 years ago.
Well, we got it. I think we got it. It was right before the pandemic started. So it's something that not a lot of people knew that we had, just because we didn't get to tell anybody all that much about it.
Yep, it looks really cool.
It was maybe a few months, maybe like the summer before. So it's really not that long, but yeah, it's really super fun. And there are some classes on here about like making stuff that's super easy to like give out as gifts too. So that's why I like to do this around the holidays, just in case someone's looking for something to make for a present. All right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
We'll end here tonight.
Okay.
I hope you have a great evening and stay warm.
You
Yes.
too. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Have a good night.